Now at 9, Jasper County officials break ground on a project to improve emergency response radios. Plus, we'll hear from the owner of Gusano's Pizza in Duquesne after a break-in at the restaurant. And some Pittsburgh residents get access to a mobile mental health unit.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
This is KOAM News at 9 on Fox 14. I'm Tanya Bach, and we've got another round of storms in the area, and we go straight to Chief Meteorologist Doug Hetty.
Yeah, this is actually our 16th day that we've had some severe weather in the 4-state area, and we do have a severe thunderstorm watch in our western counties, but severe thunderstorm warnings now in southern Wilson County, and then a little bit of sliver of Allen and also Neosho County, also one just to the west of Bartlesville. I don't think we're going to have a ton of severe weather, but we are going to get some random severe thunderstorm warnings over the next few hours, and then these storms will kind of weaken a little bit. But it's going to be a very loud night, a lot of thunder, a lot of lightning. In fact, you can see thunderstorms getting into Crawford County and also Cherokee County as well. Let's zoom in. Here's our severe thunderstorm warning. So this is just north of Fredonia, up toward Yates Center, over towards Chanute, kind of driving east at about 30 miles per hour. And of course, we're going to have thunderstorms most of the night. We're going to break it all down for you here in just a bit.
All right, thanks, Doug. Work is now underway on a new Jasper countywide public safety radio system. Officials today broke ground at the Sarcoxy radio tower site on Bridgeview Road. The project will revitalize 4 existing tower locations throughout the county and build 2 new ones. It'll also fund new radio equipment for first responders and their vehicles, which officials say will improve emergency response.
First time that I know of that we've had one radio system for one county, which, what do we talk about? Safety. And that's the most important thing. When firefighters are going into their houses and they don't have radio systems that work, that's a safety issue. When police officers can't get out on their radios, that's a safety issue.
The project was approved for funding by the county in 2021. New surveillance video shows a man breaking into a Duquesne pizzeria using a questionable technique. KOAM's Amber Jenkins has more.
Gustano's Pizzeria posted security video of this break-in on their Facebook page, dubbing the perp, quote, ninja burglar.
But then we went back to look at the security camera just to see what happened and see if we could figure out information to pass on to the police department. We found someone kind of crawling through the building, rolling around. I mean, it looked like something off Mission Impossible.
The ninja burglar did more than just roll around. The owner says the burglar got away with some money from a cash box, but after spending quite a while on an empty safe.
One of the things that's also funny is we had a safe in our office that stopped kind of operating, and it was just sitting in there. And he spent 45 minutes breaking into the safe just to find that it was empty. Hunter
and the other workers at the pizzeria took the break-in in stride by turning the security video into a meme.
We at least got to laugh about some of the content that our video cameras caught, and yeah, our team had a little fun with adding some music and putting a little edit together of this guy rolling around and trying to avoid cameras or sensors or something.
The Duquesne Police Department confirmed that there is an open investigation. Anyone with information about this April 19th break-in should give them a call.
Definitely, hopefully they catch the guy, and we'd encourage people to, if you are in a parkour class and you see anybody with those same moves, notify the Duquesne Police Department.
Reporting in Duquesne, Amber Jenkins, KOAM News.
To see the full surveillance video, you can go to KOAMnewsnow.com. The mini golf course at Pittsburgh's Four Oaks Golf will be ready for tee time this week. Today, the golf course cut the ribbon on the completed mini course. Groundbreaking for the 18-hole mini course was in February. It was paid for through private donations and grant funding.
Why we're here is we had a need, and we had a community member that recognized the need and step up and help us, resolve a problem. We've had a mini course for a long time, probably 5 decades. It had become in a state of disrepair, and then once COVID hit, it kind of just put it to a point where it was not economically to repair it. lead on this, and he deserves a solid
This
round
new
of applause
mini
and thanks
course
for his
replaces
work.
one that closed back in 2020. That course had as many as 6,000 rounds played annually before it closed for good. The City of Pittsburgh cuts the ribbon, marking completion of the Quincy Rouse Street project. It's a long time coming for many residents. The project began back in 2022 and involved construction of a 3-lane concrete roadway with 5-foot sidewalks and street lighting. The city says the wait has been worthwhile.
Well, I think anytime we get a chance to improve our infrastructure, whether it be roads or utilities, or in this case, all the above, although it may be painstaking for some of the residents to endure that, it's always much better to be able to improve these.
Though the area has been open to traffic, the occasion today marked the official reopening of the Quincy Street project. Crawford County Mobile Mental Health Care Unit made its way into Pittsburgh to provide same-day access to community members. Anthony Saviello has more.
If we help one person, then this is worth it.
Though it may just look like an RV, this mobile care center has the ability to be so much more for someone in need.
First week of March, we started going out to Northeast High School in their parking lot and the Girard Courthouse. And in 6 outings, we have had 5 people come and complete mental health intakes and get referred for services.
The mobile care unit finds itself outside the law enforcement center in Pittsburgh to hopefully expand the amount of people they are able to help.
Crawford County Mental Health has come alongside Pittsburgh Municipal Court to treat people who are getting into crimes, getting into trouble because of their mental health.
Both Dr. Birch and Jason agree it doesn't matter what someone's circumstances are. If they need mental help, they want to be ready to provide it.
We have to meet people where they're at. Every person matters. To actively listen, not just hear them, but try to understand where they're coming from. And it has to be that person's decision to access services.
If we can provide help that will help them not be seen as a nuisance, not be seen as disturbing the peace, not be seen as something to avoid, then man, that makes a difference for those people and therefore makes a difference for all of us.
Reporting in Pittsburgh, Anthony Saviello, KOAM News.
The mobile unit will continue to provide access for the community. However, there is no word yet on where its next stop will be. For more information, you can go to our website at koamnewsnow.com. A new education experience will soon take flight in Joplin. Joplin Schools is now accepting enrollment applications for 3 new neighborhood-based preschool classrooms for 4-year-old students called Little Eagles Flight School. The new preschool will be offered to residents in the Irving, Royal Heights, and Soaring Heights areas as part of a pilot program designed to provide quality early learning opportunities for more district children.
This is a pilot year for this program because we've not had preschool within our elementary settings in this fashion. So we're piloting in 3 buildings where we were able to find open space, and so we will try it out and see how it works. We definitely want these full day classes to just become a part of the elementary neighborhood where they're at.
You can find a link to enroll on our website at koamnewsnow.com. Students in the Pittsburgh High School Music Department today performed for a live audience, but it wasn't their typical venue. They performed a chamber concert at the First United Methodist Church. The concert featured music from a variety of genres, performed by small ensembles, as well as a special performance from the department's 3 instructors. Coming up, as Canadian wildfire smoke puts a dent in U.S. air quality, how you can stay healthy during the summer travel months. Wildfire season is underway in Canada, and the drifting smoke has diminished air quality in some places near the U.S. northern border. Karen Kafa looks at what might be ahead during the summer months if you plan to travel and how to stay healthy.
Another blazing start to wildfire season in Canada, with fires raging at both ends of the country.
The fuel or the vegetation is just so dry that it's very susceptible to igniting and to spreading.
The drifting smoke has affected air quality in parts of the U.S. like Iowa, Wisconsin, and Minnesota.
1 or 2 days may not be the end of the world for most people in good health, but you still want to begin to exercise great caution.
Dr. Panagis Galiatssatos of the Johns Hopkins University School of Medicine is also a media volunteer spokesperson for the American Lung Association. He says older adults and those with conditions like asthma should make sure they're protected when air quality is poor, and especially children should limit time outside.
Those years are so pivotal to how their healthy lungs will develop as adults.
Daniel Westervelt, an air pollution scientist at Columbia University, says summer heat can keep fires burning on the ground and give smoke a lift to the skies.
In addition to there being the fuel, the wood, burning, the vegetation burning, but you need strong surface heating basically from the sun to initiate those uplifting motions.
And even when summer skies look clear, small pollutant particles can impact the air quality index and daily life.
The air quality should impact how you plan to go outside, how you plan to behave when you're outdoors, how long will you allow yourself to be outdoors. Poor air quality has a lot of health consequences for every single person.
In Washington, I'm Karen Kafa.
Well, here's one reason a lot of people might be going to the pools. 2023 was the hottest summer in the Northern Hemisphere in the past 2,000 years. Researchers from Germany and the UK made that determination using tree ring data. The current El Nino is expected to continue into the summer, likely breaking records once again. Well, Doug is next with a complete look at your forecast, and later several high school baseball and softball teams from Southeast Kansas try to punch their tickets to state. We'll see who's advancing in sports.
Well, of course, we've had showers. We've had thunderstorms increasing over the past few hours, kind of working through southeastern Kansas, northeastern parts of Oklahoma, and we'll begin to get into the Missouri side as we go through about the next 20 to 30 minutes. But outside right now, a nice shot of our Cornell Arts and Entertainment Complex tower cam. We are looking off toward the northeast through downtown Joplin. All right, we're not going to overall have a lot of severe weather tonight. We do have a few severe thunderstorm warnings, but most of these are just going to be good old thunderstorms, strong storms, but we're going to get a random severe thunderstorm warning from time to time. So here's Woodson, Wilson, Neosho, Allen County, and then just to the west of Bartlesville, northeastern Oklahoma. Look at these storms driving in. We got a strong thunderstorm right now through parts of Cherokee County, so this is going to move into the metro. And then here's our severe thunderstorm warning, which is up near Chanute. Well, look at this. This is for winds at 60 and quarter-size hail, so at least we're not seeing super large hail. Let's track a little bit farther toward the south and to the east. Pretty good cell just to the south of Parsons, which will affect Oswego and also Chautauqua. And then this thunderstorm just south of Pittsburgh through Columbus. You can see a lot of lightning. This will drive into Jasper County as we go through about the next 20 to 30 minutes. Northeastern Oklahoma, not a whole bunch going on right now. We do have these cells, which are going to be dropping, but also weakening. Could clip Grand Lake later on tonight. And then thunderstorms behind this will fill in for the rest of the night, giving us showers and thunderstorms really all night long, at least periods of thunderstorms. All right, so thunderstorms sticking around the next few hours. Again, overall severe threat is decently low, but we are going to have a random warning here or there for winds near 60 and quarter-size hail. But most of these are going to be kind of winds gusting in that 40 to 50 mile per hour range. All right, thunderstorms continue to drive through. So here's about midnight, again, just pushing through the region all the way into northeastern Oklahoma, periods of showers and thunderstorms. Here's 4 o'clock in the morning, still very heavy amounts of rain. So again, loud, working through the area. Let's go to about 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock in the morning, still a band of showers and thunderstorms across the region. And then finally, things will start to taper off just a bit. Rainfall, though, could be fairly heavy across the area. Let me back up here. We do have one new little warning. Let's see if I can go back one more frame here. This is going to move into northeastern Oklahoma. So you can see in parts of Nowata County for that storm just to the west of Bartlesville. So loud night, not a ton of severe weather. Most of them will behave, but we are going to have a few severe thunderstorm warnings out there. All right, 75 tomorrow. Showers and thunderstorms through the morning. Random shower on Friday. Most of the weekend looks pretty good. Thunderstorms back in Sunday night.
Well, we'll get through another set of these.
There you go.
You got it. All right, thanks, Doug. Well, coming up, the price of staying on the road.
This is something you've probably never seen, but it's probably inside your car, and if you got to replace it, it's going to cost you. I'm Jeff Flock. In the Philadelphia suburbs, the high cost of auto repairs and the whys when we come back.
Federal student loan rates are reaching its highest in a decade. The Department of Education reports loan rates for undergrads next school year will rise more than 1% to 6.53%. It's the highest interest rate in 12 years. Graduate students will also see a 1% increase to federal loan rates at 8.08%. The Biden administration has yet to announce any plans to potentially reduce or freeze the current interest rate percentage. Auto repair costs are skyrocketing thanks to inflation and new technology in cars. Fox Business correspondent Jeff Flock is at a repair shop with more.
You are looking at what they call a donor engine for a Hyundai Elantra. And I tell you, they've even had to go to the trouble here of purchasing a $5,000 hydraulic table that helps deal with engines coming in and out. Why is that? Well, not just for replacing engines, but a lot of times vehicles are so complicated these days, they've actually got to take the engine out in order to make what would be simple repairs. That's why, if you take a look at the average cost of repair for a vehicle these days, over $4,500 for the internal combustion engine vehicle and over $6,000 for an electric vehicle. And that's similar to what's going on here. Andre Shumalo of Shum's Auto Repair, Philadelphia suburbs. You got a Mercedes here, fancy vehicle. The water pump went bad, and typically I've had a water pump repaired. It's a couple $100, pretty simple to do. Not so much here.
Yes, correct. Years ago, you could get away with paying $300 to $400 for a water pump replacement. Not anymore, though. These cars are way too complicated to be able to do simple repairs, so a lot of times we have to either remove the engine or remove the whole front end of the vehicle to gain access.
So you have to remove the front end. The other thing, these have all got sensors these days. So if you get into an accident, maybe even a simple accident where there was no damage, the sensor somehow gets damaged.
Yes, the sensor gets damaged from just impact. So you look at it, there's no physical damage, there's nothing wrong with it just by looking at it, but it stopped transmitting proper information, so it needed to be replaced. The sensor by itself is $900, and it's about $500 to $600 to install it.
So an accident that caused no damage, essentially no visible damage, costs maybe $2,000 to replace, because you also have to reprogram the whole system once the sensor goes bad.
Correct. It caused damage to your wallet.
Yeah. And you talk about replacement or repair or fixing. Not much fixing going on these days. Take a look at the numbers. More than 80% of repairs involve just a replacement, not fixing.
Correct, yes. So we don't usually fix things anymore. You don't take a component apart and try to fix it or refurbish it. You just find a component that has failed and you replace it with a new one.
If you got an old car, maybe dating back to the 1900s, well, hang on to it. That's my advice. I'm Jeff Flock for the Fox Business Network in the Philadelphia suburbs.
Well, some TikTok users are suing the U.S. government to prevent a possible ban of the app. The lawsuit alleges the law violates the First Amendment right of free speech. The creators in the lawsuit say the app gives them a way to express themselves, as well as create a community and make a living. TikTok says it will cover the legal cost for the creators' case. Up next, we'll learn how seniors at Girard High School pulled one over on one of their teachers. So we hear Girard High School teacher Jeremiah Hudson likes to joke about never being on the news. Well, you can thank your students for this. Girard High School seniors pranked Hudson by camping out in his yard overnight. Hudson is the government/economics teacher at Girard. His students wanted to prank Hudson for a last bonding experience, but also to show appreciation for their teacher. Hudson says he was definitely surprised.
Some doors shutting at like 5:30. But I just thought, we live across the street from the school, doors shut sometimes. So I didn't know what was going on exactly until I peeked out the door about 10 minutes ago. And I was surprised and glad I was wearing a shirt.
Some students spent the night or showed up around 2 or 3 a.m. to pull off the prank. 30 more minutes of news, weather, and sports is coming your way. President Biden and former President Trump agreed to a pair of in-person debates. Plus, federal transportation officials testified before Congress about the government's response to the Baltimore bridge collapse.
You're watching the 4 States Most Watched News.
This is KOAM News at 9 on Fox 14. I'm Tanya Bach. In a series of rapid-fire campaign videos and insult posts on social media today, President Biden and former President Trump agreed to a debate schedule. The first matchup is set for just 6 weeks from now. Fox News correspondent Caroline Shively has the details from Washington.
Donald Trump lost 2 debates to me in 2020. Since then, he hadn't shown up for debate.
Things are getting spicy in the race for the White House. On Wednesday, President Biden challenged rival Donald Trump to meet him on the debate stage.
Well, make my day, pal. I'll even do it twice.
Trump fired back within minutes, telling Fox he'll meet his rival anywhere, anytime, any place.
President Trump will be up there on that stage. He is ready, and the American people deserve this.
The two men agreed to face off June 27th and September 10th. But the Biden campaign wants several conditions to prevent a repeat of 2020's trash-talking debate.
That is simply
your party
a lie.
doesn't say it. Your party wants to go socialist.
I beat Bernie Sanders.
Not by much.
Donald, would you just
don't
be quiet
know
for
her.
me?
The debates would also bypass the Commission on Presidential Debates, the traditional nonpartisan host, and the first face-off will take place weeks ahead of the conventions when both men are set to become their party's official nominees.
I think it's a very shrewd plan. It's far removed from an actual election day, so you can fix it if it goes badly.
New York Times polling released this week shows President Biden trailing Trump. Left off the stage, long-shot candidate and potential spoiler Robert F. Kennedy Jr., who captured 10% of that poll and is drawing support away from both men. If the debates were to run through the commission, Kennedy would automatically be included if he reached the 15% polling threshold. In Washington, Caroline Shively, Fox News.
Secretary of State Antony Blinken announced another $2 billion in military aid for Ukraine as Russian troops continue an offensive in the Kharkiv region. Blinken laid a wreath at the Wall of Remembrance on day 2 of his visit to Kyiv. He also toured a grain facility and praised Ukraine. The head of the NTSB and several other government officials testified before a House committee about the federal response to the collapse of a bridge in Baltimore in March. Fox's Anna Iliopoulos has the latest.
51 days after slamming into the Key Bridge in Baltimore, the U.S. Coast Guard tells lawmakers the Dali cargo ship is on track to leave the port of Baltimore in a matter of days.
Unified Command believes that the Dali will be able to be refloated and removed from that site early next week.
The update coming as the House Committee on Transportation and Infrastructure heard from several government officials Wednesday testifying about the federal response to March's collapse. Monday, crews conducted a controlled demolition to break down the largest remaining span of the bridge.
At 2028, 2029, it'll be a progressive design build, so we'll figure out the schedule.
Lawmakers are now considering how much to allocate to fund the president's request to rebuild the bridge.
Your nation has your back.
But the total price tag still remains unclear.
My constituents are not wanting to pay for this.
Tuesday, the NTSB released a 24-page preliminary report detailing investigators' early findings on the collision. It found the Dali was just 3 ship lengths away from the bridge when it suffered a pair of electrical failures, causing several pumps to stop working. And while the generator did activate, it was not configured to power the ship. The report also found the Dali had experienced 2 blackouts a day earlier, before leaving the port.
The crew regained electrical power right before the Dali struck Pier 17, but they were unable to restore propulsion.
The NTSB report did not conclude a probable cause. Those findings are expected to be part of a final report that may not be completed for up to 2 years. In New York, Anna Iliopoulos, Fox News.
A bit later, tech concerns come November.
Congress is trying to control the chaos artificial intelligence could bring this election year. I'm Connor Hansen with more about what senators are saying coming up.
Well, of course, we're dealing with thunderstorms across the region. We've had a couple severe thunderstorm warnings, but most of these storms have stayed just on the strong side, and most of the severe weather is staying out in our western counties and then also down through northeastern parts of Oklahoma. But you can see we do have one severe thunderstorm warning, so this includes Newscast County in northeast Oklahoma and then also Washington County where Bartlesville, Oklahoma is. All right, look at these guys driving in. Very strong storm just passed through Cherokee County and now getting into Jasper County. But the winds are kind of in that 40 to 50 mile per hour range. Had a severe thunderstorm with this cell, which is racing off toward the east, but it has weakened just a bit. Still very strong, moving into Bronson, pulling out of Chanute, kind of trails back just north of Fredonia. And then if we drop south and east, here's Joplin, so rain really picking up. Very electric storm, a lot of thunder, a lot of lightning, but it's behaving. Winds have been kind of in that 40 to 50 mile per hour range. This is going to head east, affect Jasper, Carthage, Webb City, Oronogo, and kind of clip the north side of Joplin. As we look a little bit farther toward the west, still very heavy amounts of rain, Cherokee County, back through Lebec County, and then picks up a little bit once you get to Coffeyville, and then our severe thunderstorm, which is pulling through Bartlesville, southern parts of Washington County, and also southern parts of Newscast County. So overall, yeah, we have a low severe threat, but most of these are going to behave. Most of these are just going to be strong storms. You can see a whole batch back out near Dodge City. All that is going to filter in, so we're going to have periods of heavy rain, very loud night for us tonight. All right, thunderstorms we have now push into southwest Missouri, kind of refire again, a random severe thunderstorm warning. We can't rule that out. That would occur with winds 55 to 60 and up to quarter-size hail. But again, most are going to behave. Periods of showers and thunderstorms continue. Here's about 1:30 in the morning. Let's go through the night. Thunderstorms picking up. Here's 4:30 in the morning. So again, still very loud, rolling through the region. And then as we go through the morning hours, we'll slowly see these start to decrease. But look at this, still 10 a.m., still getting those showers and thunderstorms across the region. How much rain could we get? Heaviest storms could produce 1 to 2, maybe upwards of 3 inches, but I would say on average, most of us are going to be kind of in that half inch to inch range, and then all the heaviest rain moves out of here by the time we get into the noon hour tomorrow. But still, a few additional showers are going to push through tomorrow night and on Friday, but not very widespread. All right, 75 tomorrow, thunderstorms, mainly the morning. Few pop-up storms Friday. Most of the weekend looking pretty good. Storms back in by Monday.
All right, well, got to watch it for the rest of the night,
We do.
overnight.
Yeah.
And that's, I'm sure you'll be busy doing
I
that.
will.
All right, and we appreciate that, Doug.
Of course.
All right, thanks. Well, don't forget, you can be the first to know about the day's weather with the KOAM Skywatch weather app. Get severe weather updates sent straight to your phone free of charge. It's available in the Apple App Store and the Google Play Store. It's called the KOAM Skywatch weather app. Coming up in sports, Colgan High School baseball tries to join its softball team in advancing to state. Plus, Columbus and Frontenac softball meet in the regional championship. John Dales has highlights from those games and more up next.
Frontenac and Columbus softball are on a collision course in the 3A regional tournament. The Raiders and Titans won their quarterfinal and semifinal games by a combined score of 47-0, setting up a matchup between the two of them in the championship. One of the best softball matchups in Southeast Kansas, Columbus against Frontenac. Winner goes to state. Top of the first inning, Gracie Major flies out to right field, but it's a sacrifice fly. Titans get on the board first. It's 1-0 Columbus. Bottom of the inning, bases are loaded for Avery Johnson. She hits a line drive into the gap. That's going to score all three of the runners. Big collision at the plate, but Annie Lee is all right. Johnson makes her way to third. Raiders take a 3-1 lead. A few batters later, Tenley Sullivan singles to left field. That brings in another run. Frontenac leads 4-1 in the first. Bottom of the second now, Annie Lee belts one into the lawn chairs. Beyond left field, that's gone for a 2-run homer. Raiders lead big, it's 6-1. We go to the final inning and the final play. Columbus trying to keep its season alive, but Maddie LaJaunis makes the catch on the final out. Frontenac beats Columbus 6-2. The Raiders are on their way to state.
I think we just came in today with confidence, and that's what we wanted to gain towards the end of the season. We saw a lot of great pitching and, kind of revamped our schedule, and I had 100% confidence in this group, and I think that they really did in themselves too. And it's a nice little revenge, to get back on top. And, this group has worked so hard this year. I don't like the word satisfying because I don't ever want to be satisfied. I don't want my kids to be satisfied, but, I don't think they could have played any better tonight.
Over to Class 4A, Labette County softball won its regional semifinal game in extra innings, but falls to Rock Creek in the championship, 8-6. Lady Grizzlies finished the year with a 15-6 record. They fall one game short of state. Kansas High School baseball, Erie against Colgan in the 2-1A regional championship. Cooper Simmons in a groove on the mound. The Panthers starter gets a couple back-to-back strikeouts in the third, then another in the next inning. Now in the bottom of the third, Colgan up 3-0. Tristan Voss hits a line drive into right center. That's going to score two more Panthers. They're on top by 5. To the fourth inning, Tyson Bennett comes up to the plate. He hits one high into the air in center field. That's going to cause some trouble. That's going to drop down. That'll score another run for the Panthers. Same inning, Colgan still at the plate. Brock Riddell splits the gap in left center. That's going to be an RBI double. Colgan scores 4 in the fourth, cruises to a regional championship. The Panthers are headed to state for the 34th time in 38 seasons under head coach Mike Watt. In Class 4A, this result a bit of a surprise. Fort Scott loses on its home field to Bishop Miege in the regional semifinals in extra innings. The Tigers finished the 2024 season with a 19-8 record. That's it for sports. Back with more news after this.
Congress is laying out its roadmap to start addressing artificial intelligence, especially to stop tools which could trick voters ahead of this year's presidential election. Fox News correspondent Connor Hansen has more from New York.
Artificial intelligence has made headlines with realistic deepfakes mimicking high-profile figures ranging from President Biden to Taylor Swift.
Because AI is so complex, so rapidly evolving, and so broad in its impact, it covers almost every aspect of society.
Now a bipartisan group of senators is addressing the rapidly evolving technology, meeting with industry experts about what kind of laws are needed, but there are limits to what Congress can do.
We will not solve every issue that AI poses. That's an impossible dream.
The senators recommend spending at least $32 billion on research over the next few years, arguing countries like China are already investing heavily. One of the most pressing threats from AI could be election interference.
Your vote makes a difference in November, not this Tuesday.
Like this fake robocall imitating President Biden that voters in New Hampshire received right before they headed to the polls.
They're providing new avenues to misinform and threaten voters through deepfakes, spreading altered video or cloned audio, impersonating trusted voices.
While the lawmakers listed out potential threats, they also say AI could help unlock cures to deadly diseases and make government more efficient. In New York, Connor Hansen, Fox News.
Coming up, we'll get a sneak peek at some of the new shows and new seasons coming to Fox's TV lineup. Fox joined stars on the blue carpet at the 2024 Fox Upfront for some fun as newly announced shows made their introduction and returning shows get ready for new seasons. Here's Fox's Ashley Dvorkin.
It's game on, from game shows to cooking competitions, action-packed dramas, and more. We're talking with the stars of all to bring you a look at what's coming up on the Fox TV lineup.
Vanderpump Food Stars has quite a nice ring to it.
Chef Gordon Ramsay is joined by Lisa Vanderpump for round 2 of Food Stars.
My goodness.
We butt heads.
Yes.
This one's a nightmare.
It's
And also,
no.
I could never get a word in edgeways. I take this competition very, very serious, but this one doesn't like to lose.
I don't
and
like to
sadly,
lose.
Jane Krakowski is challenging more contestants to name that tune.
I do have compassion for these people because they're under the pressure of the show and the lights and the live audience there, so you feel bad. But when they're songs that we know inside and out.
Rob Lowe of 911 Lone Star and his trivia show The Floor named his game
Trivial Pursuit, for sure. That's my thing. I'm happy to take anybody on in that because there's not a lot of math.
So did host of The Falls, The Real Full Monty, Anthony Anderson.
I've been an answer on Jeopardy, but I would love to compete on Jeopardy.
Joel McHale is back in the crime scene kitchen.
I think it's the most challenging baking show on television, streaming, or on stage.
Jamie and Corinne Fox return for Beat Shazam Season 7.
It's so much fun shooting the show with my dad. He has so much energy, more energy. He's 56. He has more energy than me. I'm always trying to keep up with him.
John Hamm will be busy in Grimsburg with a Season 2 on the way. And he even shared which past character he'd invite there.
Don Draper would certainly be an interesting choice. If he's hiding out in Grimsburg, I would watch that show.
Brand new series returning fan favorites, all part of the Fox TV tune-ins headed your way. In New York, Ashley Dvorkin, Fox News.
A lot to look out for. That's our time for tonight. Thanks for joining us. We're going to leave you with video of a baby porcupine at the Brookfield Zoo. Have a great night and an even better tomorrow.